Hey guys, Maine McKendry here with Beyond the Boundaries. Here is going to be the first episode of the Beyond the Boundaries podcast. Sat down, had a little chat with my cousin Max. Him and I shot property line buck this fall. You can watch the video right here. Amazing hunt, hell of a time. It really made out for a really great fall. And it kind of sparked a big push in the subscriber count for this channel. So enjoy the episode and the podcast if you're watching on there. But there will be some changes coming to the podcast, hopefully some better audio. This was just filmed with the camera instead of some big mics and stuff. We don't have the funds for it yet, but they are coming soon. So enjoy the episode. Thanks for watching. Oh, well, we're here in my Uncle Chase's basement. We're going to have a little chat over a beer with Max. Chat about his 2021 buck here. Hell of a deer. Apologize for any lighting or audio issues. This is the first kind of video podcast and explanation we're going to do on a hunt, because we never really had to do that. It'd be pretty good, but cheers to a hell of a fall.
Cheers indeed.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think kind of just getting it started, maybe give the brief background of you and hunting. I think that'd be good.
Sure. Well, yeah, I don't exactly have the most extensive hunting background. You might be surprised to learn. Aside from some squirrels and stuff, I think this was the first real animal I ever killed. So there's that. I guess most people work up, starting with birds and whatnot. Yeah, let's see. I mean, didn't really come from a whole much of like a hunting family, I suppose. I mean, you were always really the only one doing all the hunting. My hunting background, not very extensive at all. Kind of something I was always interested in peripherally, but never made the effort to get into. And then this fall, a buddy of mine who you also know was getting into hunting, and I was over at his house one day, and he was like, check this out, look at this, look at that. I'm like, oh man, that sounds cool. And he was like, yeah, you should just get into it. And I thought about it a little bit, and then was talking to you about it, and kind of just happened. And I spent a little bit of time this fall out in the woods with the bow. Obviously nothing came of that, but and then a couple days in the woods with you with rifles, and led to this, I suppose.
Yep. Yeah. What is it, 2 days in the woods with me?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just 2.
Yeah. I was trying to think of it the other day, and I was laughing to myself thinking it was like, we walked one cut. Maybe it was only that first day that we went out, and then coming out of it, kind of late, like last 10-15 minutes towards dusk, and we jumped that one buck.
Mm-hmm.
That I ran after, and nothing came out of that. Couldn't really get a good sight on it, and then we had the full day and ended with this shot at about 3 o'clock.
Yeah, 3 something.
3
I think I wrote 3:05 on the form.
Yep, 3 something, and it was about a 2.5 hour drag, but I think if you want to just kind of go into the full story of how it happened, describe the day, and then we can kind of break it all down into how we did it.
Yeah, so let's see. We got up good and early, ass crack of dawn, and got way up in the woods there, and way out on the old logging roads. And you had been in that area a bit before, so we kind of walked that one cut a little ways out to that nice sloping clearing that we sat at for an hour or two, and saw if we could call something in there, and nothing. We didn't see anything at all. No sign of anything. So we got up and moved, and I don't know. We did that big old loop for maybe 2 hours or something. Big old loop around. We thought we heard something at one point, I remember, and we sat there and listened to some noise. Figured it was a bird or something like that, and then we jumped a moose.
Yep.
Did that, and then worked our way back around. Got eyes on a couple partridge. That didn't end up panning out. So
yeah.
went and tried out that other spot. and worked another big loop basically. Basically just walked a big old loop, and about halfway through that, or I guess before that, it was starting to snow kind of right at the beginning of that, wasn't it? And once we were a little ways in there, there was enough snow on the ground that we could see everything that had been moving. So
yeah, so it was probably 11:30 or something when we started walking in there. Maybe
yeah,
2:00, 2:30 when we jumped that little one when we had split up.
right.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we were following tracks a little bit after that. I think we were following either that little one or like a doe or something, because it seemed a lot smaller.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
And it just turned like
all of a sudden,
almost instantly from kind of that split where we are on the property line, where you could see the swath mark, and there was the tall spruce on one side, and then it was kind of the cut that would have been previously opened up.
Yeah, I think this guy must have been either chasing a doe or chasing that other little deer.
Yeah, and I think
we just stumbled right across this
right
track.
into that really thick patch where it became like 7-foot canopy. That's when the whole dynamic changed. When the call started going off, and then you kind of turned to me, sticks.
Oh yeah, because I was 20 yards ahead of you or something, and I could hear there was something right there for sure. He was thrashing around and banging sticks and whatnot, and yeah, it was pretty. I mean, once we got on the track, we were like cruising right along. It felt like every now and then we'd lose him for a minute, but we could see right where he was going. So that was real easy with those 2 or 3 inches of snow on the ground, and got in the woods. We could hear him smashing around, and all of a sudden, he turned over the can once or twice, and he just started walking right towards us, and he never even saw a thing. We got a good eye on him before he had any idea that anything was going on.
Yeah. From your perspective, because we were separated enough that it really was very different from what I saw.
Oh, really?
You probably saw.
Right.
From when you first knew what was coming in, how'd that play out?
Yeah, man, that was weird. I mean, you turned over the can, and I could hear him moving towards us, and then all of a sudden he just emerged out of the woods, this big, thick bastard, and saw his big old antlers right there, and then it was thick in there though, so didn't get it. It took me a minute to get a good, sight on him. I could tell right away he was a big deer, but I had to take an extra minute there when he was standing there to get a good shot off, because I could tell he had no idea we were there, but it was just a matter of moments until I'm sure he would have smelled us or heard us or something. And as soon as I felt confident enough about it, put one in him, and he bucked real good, started running, wasn't using that leg at all, I guess, and then you threw another one at him, and the 2 of those, and he was dead within a minute, for sure.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see it from 20 feet back too, because when we had first come out into that, it was kind of an opening, but not really, where I ended up being when I took the shot. I stepped over that log, you stepped over to look at another track that had gone out, and that's when you tell me sticks, and I start looking, I'm like, full of shit, like, I can't hear anything, and then I hear something break, and I'm like, oh, he's saying something's there. Like I can hear it now, and the first thing I had seen was feet.
Oh, really?
I could only see 6 or 8 inches of feet, and then I saw this, and the other side tipped down and start nosing at the ground. And that's just when heart started pacing. I was like, oh, that's when you could see me pick up the gun and put it on him, and that's when I started going, shoot him. Yeah. And that's when you're trying to be really ethical and get the good shot, and I'm trying to rush you.
The first thing I saw was big brown body moving through the woods, and then I got a sight of his head and his antlers and neck, and I was like, that's a big old deer.
When you shot, I had maybe 6 or 8 inch little hole to see through, and I could see the head and I could see his butt. Yeah. So I just had it there in case he had started to walk or something,
Right.
I was gonna start shooting. I told you
Yeah,
afterwards what
exactly.
I
I'm
said, 10
sure-
or 15 seconds I was
sure
gonna give
another
you.
second later he would have taken that shot. Would have been the smart thing to do.
Yeah. And right after you shoot, it I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 yards comes across.
Yep. Something
Put
like
another
that.
one in it. Yours was right behind the shoulder blade. It was a little
Yeah,
bit bigger
pretty
than my
much.
hole because he shot with the 30-06 and I shot with the 30-30.
Yep. Yeah, it was pretty easy to tell.
One
One
behind,
right
one
behind
in
the
front.
shoulder, and then one right through the back of his neck there in front of his shoulder.
Mhm.
And he did not last long till he expired after that.
No, that was about as fast as I've seen a deer drop. Unless they just
Yeah.
like drop where they stand. That's
Yeah.
the fastest I've seen one fall over.
Mm-hmm.
Of just
Yeah.
35 yards. and it
Exactly.
fell
What
over.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He made it like less than 50
Yeah.
yards. Before
I
he
actually
was
had
down.
somebody comment on the video the other day, like, where did the first shot come from? Because I watched the hammer on the 30-30 and it didn't move. Where'd the first shot come from? It's like, well, Max shot the first shot.
Right.
That's why he tagged the deer, obviously. But
Yeah, it was a
I
little
don't know.
hard to
There was
see
a
in
couple
that
people
GoPro
on there.
shot.
Yeah, there's a couple people on there just asking like reasons behind putting another shot. And I was like, well,
Made sense to me.
collaboratively, we started walking in this spot at 11. Probably have 6 or 7 miles on the day so far.
Yeah.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Dark is coming
Yeah.
at 4 o'clock or
If
very
that,
soon
if not
after.
sooner, yeah. So that was like the darkest time of the year. That was
Yeah.
dark.
Yep. We'll get into the mistakes that I think more so myself, but kind of the mutually we
Sure.
should have done better.
Yeah.
I think after the fact, like the whole hunt was great, but I think the after the fact we can definitely get better at. Of like, I gotta have more shit in my pack.
There's a lot of things we could have brought with
Oh
us
yeah,
to make
a
that
whole
easier.
checklist of things, which it's so funny because it's definitely the stereotypical stuff of like, don't trust batteries, and have a friggin' lanyard on your stuff, and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
have matches, have headlamps that are charged, extra batteries, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to the comments on that video, like people, oh my god, like great buck. A lot of those just great praise. A lot of people, to everybody that watched that video, thanks for commenting on it. It really made it what it was. It's almost up to 22,000 views. It's easily the best video we've made for the channel. But I posted a clip of it to the TikTok and got a whole raft of responses like, that's a hell of a buck. Hal Blood would be proud. I don't even have to know it's from Maine. Like, and then there was one guy who's like, that's such a, I want to look at it specifically because it was kind of funny to read it and like see how kind of misinformed it was.
Sure.
Not, I don't know, generally misinformed, but just a little different comparatively from where somebody would be. He was from Colorado, us from Maine.
Yeah.
Spot and stock versus like the general area for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Maine. Wrong one there. Oh well. It was on the TikTok. I don't know which one it was on. They banned on almost all of them. But he was complaining about taking a running shot. I was like, it already had one hole in it.
Yeah,
It was like,
exactly. You're not going to
was
make
like-
it any worse.
And I made one comment back to it. I was like, there was a hole right behind the shoulder blade, and there was one right in front of the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter what your argument is.
Yeah.
If you practice that shot, you're confident with
Yeah.
your pan on your gun. That's just
Yeah.
what it is in the Northeast.
You know, you obviously are confident enough to take that shot. I wouldn't have done it just because I'm not there.
Exactly. And you know that you don't want that shot.
Yeah. But you
After-
already had a hole in him in the first place.
Yeah.
Another
I
one's
saw
not gonna
that
make
leg
anything
come up,
worse.
and I
Yeah.
didn't want to
Oh,
have
yeah. I
a
knew
long
that was
tractor.
I knew that was in him. Good.
Yeah.
And the
And-
second one definitely didn't hurt at all. If nothing, it just brought him down even faster.
Yeah. Just another hole to leak out faster.
Yeah, because he
Um,
got hit and he like hunched right up and he was running.
Yeah,
not
that
even
one
using
came up,
that
I
front
didn't
leg
remember.
barely. So
Yeah.
it was clear that he was hit right there, but I'm sure in that video it was hard to see. You know, a little shoulder-mounted GoPro video, it's hard
Yeah.
to tell just what happened. But
That's I don't know. There's a handful of things that I think I'd change about the hunt,
Uh-huh.
but like outcome still be the same. Hopefully, that I would have just given you the 30-06, found a way to put the 30-30 on my back, and then just had the big camera out over your shoulder, and the GoPro running.
Yeah.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been cool.
It would have been crazy to see that view, and then try and get you to load another shot.
Yeah.
And just keep going.
Trying
to put another one at it. It would have been
more
hectic, I think. It might have turned into more of a track job, or who knows what it would have been. But
well, even after I shot, I pretty quickly lost sight of him. So I don't know that I would have been able to get another one at him.
Yeah.
Because it was thick in that area there. And we were lucky that we both had a good alleyway to look at him.
Yeah.
Especially because we weren't right in the same spot. Yeah.
It's funny in the video because you can see I'm looking down the barrel. You shoot, and I almost immediately drop my gun. And then wait, pick it up and pop. Kind of wait for that one little opening. Yeah, I think kind of that, the aftermath of it, I should take more photos. That's what I should have done. More.
Yeah, but we didn't have a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
Had we shot him at 11 in the morning, we could have hung out.
Yeah. Hung out. I would have lit a fire and chilled out.
Yeah. But we had
we might have had
until it got
25
dark,
or 30 minutes before dark.
Yeah. It got dark shortly after we started dragging.
Yeah.
And we had a ways to go.
2 inches of snow on the ground.
And we were going directly perpendicular to all those logging cuts. If we had one to just go along, that would have been great. But instead, we were going
through a skid trail.
Yeah, 10 feet of clear drag through into the 20 feet of the thickest stuff you've ever seen. 10 feet of clear drag.
And that's the part where I think people are just like, oh my god, these lowlifes took 2.5 hours to drag a deer out of the woods.
Yeah, less than a mile.
And I wish the GoPro still had some battery then, even if it had battery, you couldn't have seen anything.
Yeah, and it also isn't like we were dragging a 120-pound dog or something. He was
it 205?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty big boy.
Dead weight like that. It did not like moving on dried land.
Yeah, we should have brought some webbing or something and hook him around his antlers and throw it over our shoulders.
Should have done the game pole thing.
Yeah.
Mount like the pilgrims.
Yeah. I was thinking we could make a little shoulder harness out of webbing pretty easily and then strap it around the antlers. And
you probably haven't seen it yet. Back in the day, the real mountain men used to do it. They'd take the front legs and break it, pull the skin back, skin it out, and make a T with the foot.
Oh yeah.
Open up the Achilles and then put the foot through it, and they'd put the deer on. They'd put the deer on
I have
like
seen
a backpack.
some things like that. Sure.
I can't imagine.
Sounds heavy.
Life. I have to shoot a small deer to do that.
Small deer. Practice it with. Yeah. Certainly.
My uncle Eric, who's on Big Woods Bucks, he is a certified scorer, I believe. I don't know.
Oh, right.
I don't know if his certification's run out or if it does, but definitely gonna get him scored up by a professional or certified.
We came up with a rough number.
Rough was about 134 and 3/8.
Yeah, that's what I thought, something like that.
Yeah, 134, and I believe it's 135 to make the mastic book for rifle. For an 8-pointer, it blows me away every time looking at it. Just the beam's got to be just man. I should have brought that little card with me that I scored it on.
Right.
They had something stupid 5 or 6 inch bases. The photos here in person, it might do a little bit better of a justice. I think it was 18-inch inside spread, 17 or 19-inch main beams. Just I think this eye guard is 6 3/4
or
something.
It sure looks like it.
It's just a monster. 134-inch main giant. To me, it's a giant, and it's going to be until I shoot something that's 136 inches.
Yeah.
And that will probably look like it's 25 inches bigger.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit after the fact, what you think we could have done better, or at least on your side, and then I'll flame myself for all the things I messed up on.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like I was just like soaking it in, trying to absorb everything that day and the other day that we were out in the woods. Because obviously, like I've obviously barely hunted much at all, but it felt like those 2 days, like each of those days felt like a season's worth of experience, just kind of absorbing everything that you're putting out. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes a ton of sense, because obviously you've been at it for your whole life, and it's like any other technical skill, outdoor adventure sort of thing. People who've done it a lot know an awful lot about it, and they know all the little tricks and everything to make everything easier. And each of those days that we were out, especially this day, obviously, because it was a full day and we got it all done, but each of those days felt like a season's worth of hunting experience in my mind. So I guess I was more focused just on trying to absorb it all and like seeing how you do it. And I didn't think so much about necessarily what I could have done like differently or better, more just like taking note of what best practice is as I've observed it with you.
I didn't think of it that way, and it kind of shines more light on how ill prepared I was.
Didn't seem that way.
After the fact, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think either of us expected quite this outcome.
Yeah.
If anything, we thought we'd find something a little smaller, probably, and not as far from the road, because we were walking directly away from the truck when we got on this guy's track.
Yeah. Yep, right on the track. It was kind of it's, what did I say, 2:30? Are you good?
Yeah,
you have a
something
light?
like that.
I said, do you have a flashlight?
Right.
And then
I
we
think
started
I had
walking.
I had one flashlight, didn't I?
I think the things that I've got to do better, and I said a little bit of it today when I did a little shed gear video, and I just talked about all the shit I put in my backpack, but I need to put more first aid stuff.
That's a good thing to have.
I had a dream last night that I snapped my leg shed hunting.
Really?
Like, vibrantly snaps, and I'm like, I am screwed out here.
Yeah.
And I thought about it, I was like, I deer hunt so much alone. I shed hunt so much alone. What are the chances? Yeah, I'm good at walking, if you can
but anyone can roll an ankle or
the chances that you can roll an ankle
fall down
or
something or
break an arm, break a leg, whatever it may be, hit your head for that matter, and you're way out there.
Yeah, I mean, even a rolled ankle late November, if you're far enough out in the woods in Maine, can kill a person.
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while for somebody to realize you're gone. Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Luckily, everybody knew where we were going, and they realized something was happening because we weren't back, and it was well after dark. But and they knew the two of us were together. We're relatively.
That's
confident.
another thing too, where I'm gonna accept it more, not just because I want to film stuff, but having somebody else there is way better than being alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Share a memory with something, because it's like, what was it from your perspective? Whereas it was from mine. Like, you can kind of bounce that back and forth. But
yeah, I mean, I was a little, I guess, thinking of it from that side, I was a little disappointed in myself with perhaps the lack of, like, I think of myself as generally a pretty prepared person when I go off into the woods, and really in any outdoor adventure. I like to think of myself as definitely on the more prepared side of things, given all the things that I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I really don't have much right now. Like,
we
had, we could have started a fire and, cuddled up all night long, but it would have sucked. It would have been nice if we had
would have been awake
another extra headlamp and space blanket and then a couple more snacks would have been nice. Some more water.
Yeah.
That would have made, the possible night in the woods an awful lot better, but we wouldn't have died. But
I think maybe next year, there's a YouTuber I watch, his Muskoska Freerider. He does snowmobile stuff. He goes up to Revelstoke, snowmobiles for the whole winter.
Nice.
And
that's cool.
This year, he tested himself. He's like, I'm going to take some of my buddies. He does a video every single day, and there was one day where they almost had to stay on the mountain, but they got out. They got out of this super nasty drainage. But later in the year, they packed their bags normally. They went to a spot and they're like, well, we're going to say that we're stuck here.
Yeah,
And we're going to spend the night out here and see what it would really take. So
Yeah.
maybe next November we give that a shot. We take out what we have in our bag and struggle through it and kind of like, this is what it would be like.
Yeah.
And just kind of put that into perspective for some people. Because
What
I think the big woods right now is so inviting.
Yeah.
So many different people are getting into it, and between the Big Woods Buck podcast, all these new ones starting, it's great. I love seeing the enthusiasm for tracking and the big woods, but it's dangerous.
Oh, for sure.
As amazing as this experience was, we were lucky to be as true to that bearing in the dark as we were.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I like to think that you and I are pretty capable people in the woods. But it would not have been fun to spend the night out there, and it would have sucked even more with that 2 inches of snow on the ground. Had it been dry, it would have been a totally different deal.
Totally different. Like, you were soaked through.
Way more. Yeah, I was fully soaked.
I was dragging the deer with my hands. My gloves wouldn't stay on the antlers. So
yeah, we would have
hands
been
are out, sweating bullets, trying to pull this thing.
Yeah, we would have been like making a fire and spooning all night long.
Yep.
And it would not have been fun. But
yeah, a lot rougher than going off the road on the way home.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
That was funny too.
I was a little too excited on the way home, and I put my dad's pickup in the ditch. So my pickup was in the shop. I think
barely though.
Yeah, it was good. Shout out to those guys in the was it
Suzuki. They were in like a Suzuki with something or other, some little 4x4 Suzuki with a winch on the front.
Yeah, if you go back in that video, you can hear it right when they really get us out of the ditch. I jump out and like, hey, what kind of beer do you guys like?
Yeah.
But they never got back to us on that.
They seemed like they were having themselves a time of their own.
Yeah, they were heading out to a camp to go deer hunt again. On top of the first aid thing, on the way out, everybody knows I run Onyx on my phone. I love it. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
But I was using it all day, and then my phone died. So what good is it? It's not there.
I didn't have the maps downloaded.
It didn't have the maps downloaded in that area. We're at a service. And
we had a compass,
you had a
but I
compass.
lost it in the snow.
Yep.
Halfway through the
But
drag.
before you lost it in the snow,
Luckily.
I would tuck the phone against my body, heat it up enough to turn it back on, open Onyx, kind of get the bearing to the road, and I'd stay like that. He'd pull out his compass. All right, that's the last one. And then it was fine. But beyond that, it comes down to what kind of plan B, plan C do you have other than just this?
Yeah,
So this
charger.
This is
nice.
Great. And I
Little
said that
external
today in my
battery
shed
would be
video. I was like,
Yeah.
I throw a phone battery. I'm like, do I? Every time? Maybe. If I forget it, do I just not go shed hunting? No,
of course not.
But if you run out of your car with 20% battery, you're asking for it.
Yeah.
I think it comes back to just like preparation kind of thing. I'm going snowmobiling tomorrow. So I'm going to get home and I'm going to charge all of these batteries, GoPros. I'm going to go through my whole gear list thing, make sure I have some first aid in my backpack, shovel, gas, oil, all that crap. And then just kind of checklist it. Of like, maybe it seems kind of monotonous in some points, but
yeah,
I think this, not just being a crazy experience, it opened my eyes to a lot of the little nitpicky things that I haven't done previous.
Yeah, because you want to go out and you're like super light. You get just like the butt pack and next to nothing in it.
Yeah, butt pack, or I just have a granola bar in my pocket and a knife.
Yeah,
and I just want to go walk for a couple hours. But if I walk that direction for 2.5 hours, it's gonna take me at least 3 to come back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
especially
be tired
if
when I
it's
get
dark
out there. It's gonna be dark when I start coming back. I'm gonna be soaked. Video cut out there for a second, talking too much. But my sister had called me. But the bigger thing I need to keep in mind is first aid. Max got me a little bivvy for Christmas and some waterproof matches that I keep them right into my tunnel bag for snowmobiling. They're going to be in my tracking bag next year. And like today, I messed up. I didn't put them into my shed gear video that I did this morning. So
Yeah, those
it's
are good things to have. It doesn't cost much either. You know, it's like you can spend $25 and have not everything you need to survive forever in the woods, but certainly enough stuff to get you through the night or two.
Exactly.
A little bivvy, something to start a fire with. Those matches are good, obviously, because they're waterproof and super wind resistant. But even like a little Zippo or something that's just going to light basically no matter what.
Yep. Yeah, those stormproofs are nuts. That
they're crazy. Have you lit one yet?
I used to.
They look
play
like
them as a
flares.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was not a good idea to give those to me as a kid. I'd light everything on fire. It was a problem. Besides that, I think I might get some pyro putty. It's like a little sticky stuff. You just- and light it right up.
That's good, yeah.
Hush folks use it, and they've got like a signature one, of course, their logo on it. But
One thing I have that's
Vaseline in cotton swabs.
that's what I was gonna say. I have a little kit that's got
Yep.
like a tiny. I got a little Ziploc like this big.
Yep.
It's got like 10 cotton balls stuffed into it that are just soaked in,
Yeah,
or hand
I would do
sanitizer,
that.
anything. It all works the same.
I took I don't know if it was just like a little dab. I would pull the cotton ball apart,
Yeah.
take a little thing of the Vaseline, or I'd stick it into the jar and just take a little pad and like cup it all back over it so I could just keep them in a bag.
Yeah.
I
When you
took
light
them
them.
on the tour divide with my dad.
There you go.
Never started a fire the whole time.
Really?
We were always so tired. Always
Would-
went straight to bed. I
When
don't
you
know.
light those things though, it'll burn for like a minute or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Like plenty of
Yeah.
time to get some more stuff onto it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think this experience in general kind of opened my eyes to just more of the little nitpicky stuff that I can do better. Kind of just fine tuning that craft of being a woodsman and kind of figuring that stuff out. Yes, it comes with mistakes, but I'm here for that.
Yeah, that's how you learn stuff though.
Yeah.
You never learn stuff from doing everything right.
Exactly. Yeah. Damn straight.
True that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully it wasn't much more of a mistake. Hopefully.
No. But yeah, four things to always think about. Your little tenets of survival: shelter, water, fire, signal.
It's a good
Signal's a
have,
tough
yeah.
one because how do you do that when you're in the middle of the woods in the middle of Maine with no service and nobody can see you because there's trees everywhere and it's dark?
Dark or snowing or
Yeah. I've been
Yeah.
thinking about getting a little Garmin, like an InReach
InReach?
or something like
I
that.
just said it in that video I filmed today.
Yeah,
I should do it.
those are good. And the little mini
It's
one that
pricey.
you pair to your phone, yeah, it's like $400 or $500. But
My life's worth a lot more.
yeah,
I think.
it's true.
I'm gonna take a poll, see what it's worth.
I bet the
but
people would probably agree.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I guess you'll see.
Yeah.
You might be able to talk your
Leave-
parents into chipping in for that
Yeah.
too.
Leave a comment down below. Yeah.
Put a dollar amount on Ian's life. Hopefully worth more than a Garmin InReach.
Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely on the list. But I don't know. Any closing thoughts, kind of thing?
Man, I feel like I got like what might be the best hunt of my life out of the way really early on in my hunting career. Hopefully not, but we'll see. I'm sure it'll be a while before I top anything like that. Probably be relegated to, tiny little spikes and does or something for the next 15 years, and then something big will come along.
You gotta promise me something that if we are out next year, you're not waiting for this to walk out of the woods
No, I
again.
won't. And if we do, it's your shot.
I like that. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this fall. It was really cool. Between this hunt and hunting with Melina,
Mhm.
your sister, and God, it was definitely a record fall for me. I didn't even kill a deer.
Right. You
I
spent a
put- I-
lot of time in the woods, though.
Put one hole in one. I spent a lot of time in the woods, and I said it to a bunch of people on my Instagram. I'm gonna find out. Right here's the name. 18 times, right off of a night shift, I went out into the woods, and spent more than 24 hours awake trying to be out in the woods, just beating myself up. And it came to a point that when I drove home from Vermont, I was just done. I think I slept for the whole next day. I was just so tired.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I don't know if you watched the video for the last day of rifle season.
I think I did.
And I'm talking about dragging your deer out. I'm just like, what the hell am I doing out here hunting?
Dude,
I'm so tired.
My back was messed up for like a week after that.
That's right.
And it happened like right at the beginning of that drag too. I just turned in the wrong way.
And then right at the end of it, when you're like, I did mess up my back, I'm like, good.
Yeah, good.
I'm cold. I need to drag this deer by myself. Yeah, you carry the guns and point the flashlight.
Yeah. I did something, and I could feel it for so long. I didn't even go to work the next couple days because I was just like bedridden, basically.
Yeah.
I think I took 2 days off work after that.
Yeah.
But worth it.
I think that's a pretty good first introduction for the Beyond the Boundaries podcast, video podcast, and wherever you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, whatever it may be. Gonna try and bring you one maybe every 2 weeks or so. Might end up being every month, or maybe it'll be 3 or 4 a month. You never know. Try and get them out regularly and see what we can do with it.
Hell yeah!
Thank you very much
for
being the first real guest on it. Hope I'm talking to you next.
Hope
I'm talking to you next year with a huge buck sitting on the pool table.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah,
it's an honor.
Make sure you follow along on the Instagram and YouTube. Instagram, Beyond the Boundaries _PROD. We're doing a huge giveaway here soon in a couple weeks. Or probably not even a couple weeks. Probably this coming week. The only thing I need to do is print the left breast logo on the sweatshirts. The backs are done, the sleeves are done, and I've got those all ready to be kind of given away to the fans kind of deal. We're going to do a custom belt buckle and a small moose antler. I've got 2 or 3 moose antler keychains. I run one of them on my own keys here. Just a little tip of a moose antler that I got from a friend. I rig them up myself, and it's kind of a little natural thing from the Maine woods to keep on your keys. It's kind of nice. I can throw it in my pocket and have that little antler hanging out of the end and whip it out instead of just looking like a douchebag with my keys carabiner to my pants.
That's me.
Yeah. Calling you out directly. I didn't even know you did it.
That's me sometimes.
I had a feeling that you would.
I do that sometimes. When I got too much stuff in my pockets, I do have a little carabiner on my keys.
My quads are just
very convenient.
So big. It is, but I don't like it.
I also hate it. When I see people doing that, I'm like, you look like an asshole. But it's very convenient, I gotta say.
It is. Yeah. Let's see. For the giveaway, just kind of a note I've got going, other than the hoodies. So we got a couple different packages coming. We got an Onyx Premium, a sweatshirt, and stickers pack. The second winner is going to get a sweatshirt, keychains, and stickers. Third winner is going to get sweatshirt and stickers. The fourth winner is going to get keychain and stickers. The fifth winner is going to get the small moose antler from the 11 in a day video, the number 11 antler in the road, the small antler and a pack of stickers, and then the sixth winner will get a custom Maine moose antler belt buckle.
Wow.
Yep. So for 1,000 subscriber giveaway and the opening to the podcast, that is the giveaway. The post will be up on the Instagram, Beyond the Boundaries _PROD. Go follow it because it's only going to be there. I'll be keep yelling at you people to do it from the YouTube videos, but when the YouTube hits 1,500 subscribers, the giveaway is over and we will draw the winners. You have to be following the Instagram. You have to be subscribed to the YouTube. But that post is the original spot to be entered into the giveaway. So you're gonna have to tag friends, share it, whatever. But we'll see.
Right on.
Sir.
Sir. Yes,
We'll catch you. Cheers. Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Thanks for watching the Beyond the Boundaries podcast. To learn more about the YouTube channel, follow us at BeyondTheBoundaries_PROD on Instagram. Stay tuned for more giveaways and podcasts coming soon.